Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Mandy, and you have found my YouTube channel about cross stitch. Um, this is going to be a WIP parade. I asked in my last video if people were interested, and you spoke and said yes. And so it's been on my mind, so I thought I would get it filmed. The last time I did a WIP parade was probably last year around this time. Um, I didn't do an end of the year one, I guess, for whatever reason. Life got busy, whatever. And so I thought it would kind of be mid-year, good idea to do one and kind of make some goals, some loose goals about what I want to try to attempt to finish this year. I'm sure it's going to be more than I will finish the things I want to finish, but we'll see. Um, I'm sorry, I keep clearing my throat. I've been dealing with some drainage for the past little bit. I feel fine, but I just lots of drainage. And then my dog, one of my dogs, Henry, is just sitting here chewing on a toy. Hopefully that sounds not too annoying, not picking up too much. Henry. Okay. So I have roughly, I think it's probably closer to 55 whips. I have a list over here, and they're not in any particular order right now. This is where I store them. And so I kind of had them stored by season, but then I had the organization was chaos. So now I'm gonna try to put the ones that I want to finish or get decent progress on at the top shelf, and then the bottom two will just be storage. They're all lined up here next to me, so you know, grab a beverage, grab your stitching, and hopefully this isn't too obnoxiously long. But trying to get this filmed before the kids wake up, which probably won't happen. I mean, it's summer break. It's like 8 o'clock right now, and they're still asleep, thank goodness. But I'm sure they're gonna wake up as soon as I say that, their little ears perk up. But that's okay. Um, okay, so let's just jump right in. This first is my oldest whip. After that, they're not in any particular order. I just pulled them off the shelf because I was gonna organize them, and then I was like, that takes a little too much time, and I don't think anybody really cares. I kind of have rough dates of when I started them. So, but this is what it'll look like finished roughly. Sorry, I don't have or it's a digital version. So Green Christmas. It's actually called Red Christmas. It's a pattern by Jardin Privé. I started it at the end of 2020 when I think it was first released. Um, so I don't have a board. It's been a whip for far too long. Let's see. But here is my progress. So, not enough considering it's been in my project pile for 5 years, almost 4.5. I don't think I'll finish this year, but I would like to make decent progress. I will um my goal for July, because I'm stitching on this every day in July, is to finish the border at least, and then which I'm almost done, should be doable. I'm putting about roughly 100 stitches a day into it. Um, on the weekends or on shorter work days, maybe a little bit more. But it's 18 count. It was a white Ada that I dyed with some kind of gray Rit dye. I'm stitching it with 3 different Victorian motto floss colors. And so, yeah, I might change this one to be a little bit more like yellowy because the picture has more of like a yellowish gold. But we'll see. I haven't pulled it out yet. Okay, so I'm actually gonna put that aside because I keep stitching on it this year. This one, I'm gonna try to show you cover photos if I have them. Some of them are digital, some of them are not. So this, oops, is a Teresa Kogut pattern. I was in her Patreon, and so that's what the pattern that I have looked like. It's now been released in a booklet, and it's the difference is like that Halloween word in the middle is not filled in. I don't know which version I'll do, but this one I started back when it was released in 2021. I'm looking on my list here. It says I started it August 15th, which is about right. It's stitched on, this is scroll, a 32 count Lugana by B Stitch Me. Sorry, I did not iron. Um, this has been just, this, that's the back. That's the front. This has been sitting in the WIP bag forever, but it's going to take up this whole fat quarter. So it's a big one. I'm stitching it. Looks like I have the called for floss. I need to make progress on this for sure. Um, so this Halloween I'll probably try to pull it out and um, you know, make some progress. It was far from a finish. I would like to stitch the whole thing. So we'll see. I'm keeping it in this final project bag that I made. It's kind of beat up because it's just been toted around from place to place. But oh, that's not the called for colors. I must have pulled a few different ones um, just to match the colors. But yeah, I converted it a little bit. It looks like. So, anyways, um, I have this fun little Halloween like gloss bling. I think I got this from like number 12 Stitch Co. Does that sound right? It was a long time ago, 2021, obviously. So that is that guy. I would like to, at least put some stitches into it this Halloween. I thought about doing like a spooky September, but we'll see. Okay, it's back on the shelf right there. Let's think. So this one I want to finish this year. So this was a couple years ago, 2023, I think I went to a retreat put on by Quilter Station, and Chessie and me and a few other designers were the featured people. So this, I'm pretty sure, has been released by now, but we got the kit. It's called Harvest Housewife. So I started it at the retreat. It's got all the called for colors. This is kind of how she kitted it for us, so it's fun. It's all looks like classic color works. Just keeping it in a generic bag. I think it's probably the bag that came with the kit. Um, so it's a 30, probably a 40 count, 36 or 40 count. I'm stitching it with one strand of floss, and that's my progress. I could probably finish this year if I, at least the stitching, I don't know if I'd fully finish it. But yeah, I mean, if I sat down and was like focused on it for probably 2 weeks, it would be done. The part that makes me nervous is like you do a like a back stitch or a nun stitch or something around the edge so that it doesn't fray when you turn it into hus- into a housewife or a needle roll or whatever it's called. And that seems like it would take forever. So I'm gonna put that up top because I do want to finish it this year. Okay, this next one was a start this year. It's called Winter Garden. This year, no. Oh, yeah, January of this year. It's a Winter Garden by Liz Matthews. Early on in the year, I was doing WIP Go, and I had listed 2 designers a month of projects that I had kitted up for a long time and wanted to stitch. And so this was one of them. This got called for January. Liz Matthews got called for January, so I pulled this one. I did a conversion just from my stash, but it's colors like the picture. And I think I only worked on this for one day this year, probably. But I got the border. Not sure what fabric this is, but it's probably a 40 count. I think I have it written down somewhere, hopefully. Yeah, it's not on my little paper, but That's pretty. Oh, those stitches look horrible. Why do they look so bad? Huh. Look what I look at. Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to see. All these stitches look nice, and then it's like kind of yucky. I think it's probably because I was stitching it a different way, or maybe the thread was ratty, or I don't know. I might have to unpick those. But yeah, Winter Garden, not a priority to finish by the end of the year, but I'll probably pull it back out next January, maybe. This one was another. I was hoping to finish it during the winter season, but I lost my mojo for it. Winter by Rosewood Manor. This is a series. I have all of them because they came with the called for like variegated floss. They're from House of Embroidery Floss. Um, so yeah, I hoped to finish this last year, but I didn't. I stitched on a piece of ledger by Be Stitch Me, 32 count Lugana. That was my progress. And I put it away for squirrels. This should be a finish early next year for sure during the winter season. I had hoped to stitch each one of them this year, but I didn't start spring and I'm not going to start summer. So, and well, I don't say I won't, but it's not really on my list. Oh, I totally forgot about this series. Oops. Um, so I need to do this one. So this is the series in the Just Cross Stitch magazines this year. Um, this is the first one. Can't remember. I think they're like sampler mini series or something like that. I got the kit from like Annie Stitchin, so I have all the called for fabric. Obviously, I need to do summer. That was spring, so I gotta leave this out. Um, and I mean that'll take a day to stitch, but yeah. So that's a whip-ish, not really a whip, but it's a series that I've started. So I'm not adding it to my whip list because I will start and finish that one. There's Henry. Go sit down. Move. Go lay down. What's in here? Oh, this is my um some Halloween stitching from Primrose Cottage. Let's see. I started this last year, Halloween Quaker, October 25th. Probably could have been a start and a finish, but something happened. I don't remember what. I just stopped stitching on it, but so here's the pattern Halloween Quaker. I remember I took it on a trip. Oh gosh. It's so close to a finish. This will for sure be finished this year. Um, so yeah, that one, and I'd like to. They kind of released two others at the same time. So this alphabet and the Halloween quilt, and so I have them like kitted up. I don't have the fabric. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, they're all kitted. Um, Probably with close to the called for colors. So I just need to. The problem is if I like start and finish smalls, then I don't work on the big stuff. And that's my problem is because that's why I have so many big projects that linger because I get busy stitching the smalls and don't put time into the big ones. So yeah, this will be better. Okay. Next, this was another um whip go start this year. Winter Garden started it in January, so Broad Run must have been um the other designer that was called in January. But here is the pattern, or what it'll look like finished. I got the kit from the John Thread website, and they send you the silks for it like this, and then it's stitched on the called for fabric, which is a 32 count. I think it's a witch outline. There's my start. Yeah, so I started in the middle. That's like the door to the house. And I was kind of in the mentality that if it's started, it's more likely to be finished, um, which is true, for me anyway. And so, but that's a pathetic start. Winter garden, I have, I think all the seasons, spring, fall, and summer. So one day I'll get them all stitched. Okay, next, what's in here? This must be another Halloween one. Oh yeah, I really like this one. This is a 28 count dusk. I don't know who it's by. It's dusk linen. It might just be a witch elf. This is a Barbara Anna pattern. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the photo. Here's the floss. So it's Halloween. Barbara Anna does beautiful colors. Sorry, it's pulling up. I'm only 5% done according to markup. Um, Here's the picture, cover photo. It's very Barbara Anna. Lots of color. It's very fun though. And here's my progress. So that's like the top, all the stars. I really like that one. It won't be a finish this year, but I hope to put more progress into it because it looks like a lot of fun to stitch. The other Halloween stuff. All right, next is Lady Ride by Blackbird Designs. This is an oldie. I started it in 2021, September 21. Um, and it's stitched on a piece of Be Stitch Me. I don't know if I have I think it's called S'mores actually. Probably a 32 Lugana. I was in like the fabric of the month. So that's my start. I haven't worked on this in a little while, and I kind of debated on if I should UFO it, but I do really like it. I think I have the called for Gentle Arts. So I just need to. That'll probably be a focus this year. This is the bag I keep it in. It came from. I don't know if they make bags anymore. It came from Stitching Madness on Etsy. So it's cute. This. I feel like I need to pick one Halloween big project to focus on. And it might be this one. I don't know. I'm gonna put it with the other Halloween checks. It's a little bit ridiculous. They're all right together. Solo Witches. I don't remember. I wrote down that I started this in 2022. So Solo Witches by Teresa Kogut. I think I have the called for. It's Swamp Water and then a green. The green is a Be Stitch Me silk. There's like no progress on this. I can't remember. This is an orange fabric. I can't remember who the dyer. I think it was To Dye For fabric, but that's my progress. This is back when Teresa Kogut designed with a bunch of like 3/4 stitches. Um, well, that's what this is where I'm at. I think it must have been middle-ish. So really it's monochromatic. It should stitch up pretty quick. I just need to, put effort into it. This isn't a vinyl project bag by Goose. I'll just show you the back because the front has the chart there. But it's an oldie but a goodie. Yeah, I clearly like Halloween. At least Halloween stitching. I'm not like a big dress up person, but like Halloween colors because of the purples and the oranges and yeah. Okay. There's only one more Halloween one, I think. This is a Nora Corbett, even Electra. Electra. I started it in 2021, September. Um, that's what it looks like. I think I have all the, yep, I got the beads and stuff, especially with the called for DMC. I'm stitching it on a Be Stitch Me purple fabric. I can't remember the name. This is oh, pathetic progress since it's been a WIP since 2021. But I think it's pretty tight. Like two threads of DMC on this was kind of tight, and so I wasn't enjoying stitching it. I think it'll be gorgeous when it's done, but I need to just buckle down and stitch it. This is a bag that I made. It's nothing all that special. So, one more like fall-ish one. This has also been a WIP Quaker Pumpkin since 2021. I actually have worked on this a few days this year. Hello from Liz Matthews. I am stitching it with some Victorian Motto floss, but the colors are very similar to what is called for. It's on a 40 count for doll recount by Be Stitch. I can't remember the name of the color. It's probably Vanilla Latte, actually. But I got one pumpkin done. Woohoo! It's pretty teeny tiny. It feels like smaller than a regular, like 40 count. It's super soft. It's not horrible to stitch on one thread over two. All right, now I'm kind of not sure what's in this bag. Oh, this is the bag. I made this years ago. Looks like Christmas patterns in here. So one of them is, what's it called? Welcome to the North Pole. Primrose. I started this as the stitch along whenever they released it in 2023. And I stopped after 2 months, it looks like. So I would like to finish this year, focus on it and finish it. It's on Hot Cocoa Joplin 28 count by Be Stitch Me. And then I remember starting this guy. Oops, not that one. I have that one fitted up, it looks like. Yeah. Christmas Magic. This was released last year, I think. Looking for a copyright date. 2024, and I'm pretty sure I started it on Christmas. Let's see if it's on here. Christmas Magic. Oh, Christmas Eve. So that's the cover. I must be stitching it on the called for linen with, oh, I bet it finished. Okay. Yeah. It's almost done. So this will be a finish this year, for sure. Cute. Cute, cute. Okay. I must have got the kit from Primrose. Those, again, like smaller ones, so they're, well, not that Welcome to the North Pole, that one's big. What's in here? Oh, this is, I started this on Christmas, I think. Winter, nope, before Christmas. Winter Moon by Plum Street. 36 count saltbush linen is the fabric. I think I got this as a kit. From where, I don't remember, but so I have the called for floss. Yeah, it must be a kit, but here's my progress. Not bad for like not a whole lot of time put into it, but I have Spring Moon as a kit. I have the pattern for Summer Moon. Is that a Fall Moon? Maybe it's being released. Can't remember, but I'll get that one too, so I can, kind of completionist. I can't remember the designer of this project bag, but this is a Christmas project bag I keep it in. That will not be a finish here. I'll work on it. But here's another WIP Go start for this year. It is, oh man, this was on a ring. Floss is not on a ring, but I have probably the called fours. I don't know the fabric I'm stitching it on. Blackberry House by Plum Street. I've like drooled over this pattern for a long time. It's been kitted for a long time, and that's my start. So got it started. It's a good summer one. I should put some stitches into it. That won't be a start this year. Is there a needle in there? I must have taken the needle out. Hopefully it didn't fall out somewhere. Find it in my foot. So that was, when did I start? Blackberry House, February this year. Okay. This is the series A Year in the Woods by Cottage Garden Saplings. I have two of them started. I had hoped to start one a month this year, and I got 2 months in and decided that was not going to work. Right? Just 2 months. Let's see this. Oh, yeah, February. So the fox I started in January. I have probably the called for colors. I stitched on this blue. It'll go, I think it's this way. Blue, like Lugana. I don't know the color, but I'm pretty sure it came from Hobby Lobby back in the day. So yeah, I had planned to start one a month. I got 2 months in. And this is the series that I would like to, I think, depending on if I do 12 by 12 to start each one in 12 by 12. This is the other one, the second one, the swans. A little more progress on this guy. Okay, move. Shoot something up. Same fabric as the other one, but this is the whole, how big it'll be. So that's like the swan body all the way across top. Yeah, so I really want to finish this series. I mean, it's been since, when was it, 2022. And I got like, I think I was in the club from Crazy Annie's and I got the pattern in the specialty floss because they each only call for like one or two, between 1 and 3 specialty flosses. And like I have the fabric, I have all the patterns in there. So that will probably be a 12 by 12. Assuming we're not doing anything, which we probably won't. Years this year. This one was a long dog leap day start last year, because last year was leap day. Leap year. And so, should be a quarter of the way through, and I'm not. This is called Scarlet Ribands. I think it's just gorgeous. And I would love it once it was finished. Absolutely love it. I started in that bottom right corner. There. It's on a 40 count. What is this called? 40 count. There's like a mallow or something like that. Mallow linen, maybe. I'm stitching it with Belsois cranberry. So I have lots of little skeins of cranberry in there. I do need to like come up with some type of plan to finish this, whether it's like a motif a month. I'd have some catch up to do, but yeah. I should get the stitch along the bottom and like get the whole outline done, but I really like that. I need to put that work on it somewhere. All right, this is Huckleberry Farm by the Blue Flower. This was another WIP Go start this year in February. Had this kitted for forever. The linen is Huckleberry. I think it's a 36 count. Huckleberry, yep, 36 linen by Be Stitch Me. That's my pathetic start. That's the house, the roof of the house on the top. This fabric is gorgeous. I have the called for floss. Just need to make it a priority to stitch on, and I haven't been. I hear kid footsteps. I might have to pause here in a minute. Hopefully they don't come down naked. Kidding, but sort of. Yeah, I'm gonna pause for a second. Lost my train of thought. Next WIP, Woodland Wonder by Glendon Place. I have that I started this in 2021, but I'm beginning to wonder if I started it in 2020 because I remember ordering the kit from her and she signed it as October of 20. And I remember starting it because I was watching Candace Kay on Flosstube, and she started it for like her birthday, and so I started along. Henry. And that's the only progress I've made. Now I need to go back and watch my old videos and see if I did indeed start this in 2020, because that would make this was my oldest WIP, and that would make me kind of want to focus on it this year. No. Go lay down. I had to take him on a walk. I just want to. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this out to remind me to go look at the videos and see. Okay, next. I started this on Earth Day last year. Let's see. I was watching, what's her name? Laura, by the shore? What is her name? Something by the shore. Anyways. And she started something. So this is from this book, Cross Stitch for the Earth by Emma Congdon. These don't have names, but this is what the cover photo looks like. So that's what it'll look like finished. I'm stitching it on a piece of just like 28 count Lugana probably. With a called for. It calls for a lot of DMC, but that's my progress. I think I only worked on it like one day on Earth Day last year, and then I maybe pulled it out on Earth Day this year. I'd hope to have it finished by Earth Day this year, and you can see where we're at. So I want to put this. I have this in my like this bag that I made with this fun what are those? Sea urchin fabric. But the book is too hard to get out of there, so I'm gonna move it into a different bag. All right, what's in here? Oh, this was another one, Henry, that I had hoped to start. Oh, sorry. I'd hoped to start each one of these this year, and I totally lost my desire to do that. So this first one I started on like Mother's Day in May in 2022. Shh, no. It's called Bliss or Summer Bliss. This was a series by Songbird Garden series by Cottage Garden. Shh. No. When did she publish these? 2018. So that was before I even knew about Cottage Garden, and so it wasn't like part of this series, but I've since ordered all of them. I have them all. Um, this is just like floss that I pulled from my stash, but they're very similar to the colors. And this is the called for Weeks Dye Works putty. There's a lot of stitching in these, so yeah, it takes a while. Yeah, so that was that first one. Then I started 2020, and then I wanted to start each one a month this year, and decided that was too much floss to pull, I guess, because these all call for. It's not like her other series where it's like one or two fancy floss. It's like the whole thing has fancy floss. Um, but I did start one other one. I started Love. What's it called? Forever and Ever. It says Love in the middle. But see, like, look at all that. That's a lot of fancy floss for this one. Holy moly. It's not even all of it. It doesn't look like. Like, look, this is the floss list. It's a lot of floss. I don't know what. No, I don't know. Stop, Henry. I think this goes with. Sorry, I lose my floss conversion. That would be sure. I think that one goes here. I don't know what fabric this is, but that's as far as I got this year. So I started this one in February of this year. So that's that. So I don't know how I'll proceed with this series, if I'll try to focus on one and finish one before starting the next or what, but I don't, it's a lot of floss to be tied up in one project. So sorry, I'm taking the time to like put stuff away because if I don't, it'll be a total disaster. Okay. If you've watched any of my previous videos this year, I was trying to stitch one of these, um, this series, finish out this series by Stitch with Housewives. I now have January through April done. This was May, and I lost my desire to stitch on it. Um, so that's the progress I made. But probably I'll try again next year. Maybe I'll start one of the other ones in upcoming months, but I don't know. I kind of burnt myself out on. No. Sorry, I'm gonna have to go move him. I kind of burnt myself out on the series of Housewives. I still really like their stuff, but I, will forever be. Just needed a break for a little bit. So I'm gonna pause and get this dog out of here. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that. Hair in my cup. Okay. Next one. This is Beatrice by Housewives. I have the whole kit and caboodle. So I got the fabric. I went and got the frame for finishing from Hobby Lobby, and I'd hoped to like start and finish this in the month. But that was how far I got. I have the called for Classic Colorworks. I stitched on a 27 count black Linda. That's my favorite fabric to stitch on. Black fabric. When did I start this? Oh, is it not on here? Interesting. I'll have to go look back in my yeah, it's not on here. I think they released it in like March or April. I think that's around the time I started it. Um, well, that's another one I'm gonna go. Obviously, my work list is not up to date. I've been trying to write down each one when I start them, but you know, sometimes you forget. What's in here? Oh, this was a series. It is a series by Satsuma Street. Um, One a season. I finished Winter recently, this year maybe. And so I wanted to do the others. I started Spring. This is the progress I have. I don't even know which way it goes. Probably this way. So just the border, but let's see. This is what it'll look like finished. Oh, here. So, and this is just like a 28 count Lugana, probably. Calls for a lot of DMC, and it's like the variegated DMC, which I don't mind. This is a bag that I came stitched with the Housewives. I don't know which series this was from, but it's stitched with the Housewives. Okay. That will probably not get worked on this year. Unless I just get a funny wild hair. Oh, another series from okay, Cottage Garden Sampling. So this was the third one that I had wanted to do one a month. And I think I got what's that one? I got one, two, three. Started that? I don't know if I started that one. So I have the whole series. I finished the turkey. So that's the one I finished a while ago. Um, Gosh, I've had this kitted, but I don't think I've started this one. Yeah. I was in the um the Crazy Annie's again did the series for this, and I was in the auto ship or whatever. So I've started three. Oh, the first one is the snowman. It's snow time. Bag feels sticky. Can't figure out why. Sorry. And it's 40 count vintage country mocha that I'm stitching all of them on. That's my little progress. That says scarf in the middle. Um, so there's the snowman. That's number one. Then number two is Love is in the Air. And I just like outlined, let's see which way, probably goes this way. I just like outlined the edge of a bird. I like to like get stuff outlined and then go back and fill it in. It's a little bit easier to just how my brain works, I guess. And then this is number three, First Sign of Spring. Oh, I have the most progress on this. Holy moly, look at that. So that's that progress. Sorry, it's hard to see. I should have grabbed a board in one of the many times I've paused this video. Yeah, so another 12 by 12 contender, maybe? I don't, probably not. I'm not going to do multiple because I've already started a couple of those, but we'll see. Um, that one. Okay, we're probably about halfway through. Wait. This I started in 2021. It's called Moonlit Sampler by the Blue Flower. When did I start this? Yeah, October 2021. Somebody was doing a stitch along, and I was like, I'll start it too. I think this fabric is called Wet Sand by Be Stitch Me. probably a 32 count linen. I got like a good portion of the border. And then lost my desire to work on it again. So it's in this fun, like outdoorsy bag. I don't remember where I got it from. I think it probably came in like a Be Stitch Me box, but okay. I don't know if this is actually a WIP. Yeah, I don't think I've started either of these. This is the Wordy Bird series that I only did January. So put that aside. Need to put the other months in there. This was a birthday start this last year. What's her name? Stargazer by Mirabilia. Had this kitted up for a long time because I saw her name is Ice Stitcher, and I don't see stuff from her on Instagram anymore. I don't know if that's just like an algorithm thing, but I saw she stitched it on this like dark purpley fabric, and I loved it. So that's my start. I've kind of was trying to color complete that color in her dress. And I'd hope to like pull it out because my birthday is December 19th. I'd hope to pull it out on the 19th of every month, but didn't do that very well this year. So, okay. Next. Oh, this is an oldie I'd like to finish this year. Um, this was a New Year, New Start in 2021. It's another long dog. Um, so this is probably my second oldest WIP, assuming Woodland Wonder was not started in 2020. But that's what it looks like. I started this like obviously a long time ago. And if I was gonna stitch it now, I probably wouldn't stitch it in this floss color. But it actually doesn't look that bad. So that is my progress. And I'm actually farther across the top than I thought. So that's nice. But I'm stitching it with this like silk from Be Stitch Me. Um, so yeah. I would wonder how far I am, how many stitches I have done. I have 15,000 stitches left. I mean, so that's not, it's a lot, but if that was the only thing I worked on in a month, I could probably finish it in a month. But this is another long dog that I started. We went on a trip last year. Um, my parents have a boat, and we visited them on the boat. Um, it's like I grew up going to the San Juan Islands every summer, and so this was just a project I brought to work on. It's called Fish and Chips by Long Dog. Stitching it on, I don't remember what this blue is, with a white. It's a Be Stitch Me blue. And I think that's the progress I made while on the trip. How far along? Only 9,000, well, close to 10,000 stitches left. So, you know, if I focused on that in a month, I could get it done as well. But it's like 2 months out of the year. um, this one, I think I started around Thanksgiving. Let's see. What's it called? Real Comfort, 11/28 of last year. So yeah, that was probably Thanksgiving, huh? It's a big one. Real Comfort by Plum Street. Um, oh, it's got dog hair all over it. And look, I got a lot of that border done. This is a Be Stitch Me fabric. I was probably trying to see if it would um, fit on this fabric. And it does. I think I have the call for or similar. Let's see, that fabric is called Through the Stones. It's a 32 count Lugana. And I think I'm actually only using one strand, and it seems to be decent coverage. So it's tight. It's tighter than like a Witch Out 32. So there's that one. Okay. This is another one that I started at the retreat in 2022, hosted through Quilter Station. This is a Teresa Kogut called Pernice Manor. So it's stitched with the called for because we got the kit. So it's decent progress. I would like to finish this sooner rather than later. It's not terribly my style, but like I started at that retreat. I want to kind of finish it just as a remembrance of that retreat. I mean, I have a lot of Teresa Kogut. I like her stuff, but that particular one is not my style. And this is, I think, the last one I have from that retreat. So Blackbird Designs was also there. So Moments of Glad Grace I started. And this also not really my style. And I'd have to figure out something to do. I wonder if I could just move everything up. Probably not. I probably already have. Yeah, I already got it kind of outlined pretty good. So I don't know if I'll put, it says Mary Higdon, her work age 16, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I will do that. I don't know. I've not really ever recharted anything, so I don't know how to do that. Okay, this is an old one that I would like to finish. I thought about like making this a focus for September, or like sampler September, but then you can't do spooky September also, so I don't know. But this has been a WIP for too long. Um, it was started, remember me, it was started in August of 22. Because I just like really, really loved it. Like the colors are gorgeous. It's big, but Teresa Kogut, remember me? It was a Patreon pattern. Pretty sure this is like 18 count toast by Bee Stitch Me. That's my progress. I mean, so it's decent. There's still a ton of stitching, but let's see if it's. Yeah, I only have 153 stitches marked off in markup, so I don't really know how far I am, but um, yeah, should mark it off, figure it out. But the quality is not great. I'll have to reload that into markup and figure out. Okay, this was a new start this year. Came out this year. I started it during a Lindy Stitches retreat. Probably the Nash Stash start to long or whatever it was called. Pigeon and Puddle by the Blue Flower. I think this fabric is called Grapefruit by I don't know who. It's a 40 count. There's my progress. I got, so she calls for some cottage garden threads, and I got the cottage garden threads pack. And then the other stuff is DNC, it looks like. So that's fun. Should be like a relatively quick start and finish, but Owlsmore Cottage by Rosewood Manor started October of 21. I think this is gorgeous. I'm not gonna do these flowers on the bottom, but otherwise I think the whole thing is beautiful. And I really should be farther along than I am. 32 count. Bee Stitch Me fabric. Can't remember the name. It's probably, I don't have it in here. I kitted it with like Victorian Motto floss, but it's similar colors. Yeah, I need to focus on that too. It doesn't, part of my problem with this is that it doesn't like fit into a season for me, and I'm kind of a seasonal stitcher. Um, and so that's why it hasn't gotten a whole lot of progress, but I need to just buckle down and stitch on it. Oh, Outback Jack. It's a 28 count linen. Beanstalk fabric. So I am gonna put these two here as like work on finish. This one is, oh, I don't have the cover photo. It's called Sampler of Fleurs by, I'm probably butchering that, by Jardin Privé. Sorry, I'm trying to see if I have a cover photo. I don't. But it's super pretty. That's my progress. This is another Be Stitch Me fabric. It's called Ledger. Really? I don't have the sticky thing. But here's the DMC. This is very springy. So I should work on it next spring for sure. For sure. Where did those two bags go that I just threw? There. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. Oh, I put them up there. Okay. Next. Is this in Mark? Excuse me. Sorry, I think it's in Mark. Nope. Where is this one? So it's called Clouds Over Veerland. I thought it was in. Let me look back in Pattern Keeper. It is in Pattern Keeper. Yeah. Sorry, talking to myself. Wikipedia. So this is what it will look like finished one day. It's a big one. Ink circles, clouds over Veerland. How big is it? 239 by 326. I am stitching it on, what is this called? Oh, Vanilla Latte 40 count. I only got the clouds over the top. So this was another start. WIP Go start this year. But I have all the beautiful bell swathes to stitch it. So getting close to the end, folks. St. Patrick's Quaker by Primrose Cottage. I think I started this super late, probably on St. Patrick's Day. 3:14, I don't know. So that's my progress. It's a potato Lugana, which is actually pretty nice to stitch on. I will finish this by St. Patrick's Day next year, for sure. For sure. All right. And a forest screw. I was doing really good stitching on this once a week. And then April kind of happened and I stopped. This is an old one. This has been a WIP since May of 2021. So I'm getting there. Yeah, I have to figure out, I want to change the quote in the middle. I just don't know what to change it to yet. This one, Nature's Journey. I don't think I have this is in Just Cross Stitch magazine this year as their stitch along. I don't see it there either. Or maybe here. Sorry, hold please. Lots and lots and lots of DMC. Who is the designer of this? Sprouting Lupine. So the first and the second part have been released. Gosh, you can't see. It's kind of grayed out. Lots and lots and lots of people are stitching this. I pulled 28 count tea leaves by Color and Cotton, and that's my progress on spring. The colors are so beautiful. And when I see people who've stitched it, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So yeah, I need to work on that. Like everything else. And then couple more. Yeah, I'm losing my focus. So You saw this in my WIP parade, or not my WIP parade, my last update, Happy Camper by the Blue Flower. I was kind of randomly pulled to work on this, and so 40 count Dirty Brown by XJU Designs with a mix of, it's mostly the called for floss. Um, this I had kind of wanted to finish it this year, like in the summer. But I have Jolly July and then, August. Oh, I'm missing some lips over here. August I like to stitch bees. So I don't know. I don't know. Um, Let me get the cover photo for you. This is a fun bag. Um, this I just started. It's a Crochet to Go Go American sampler, Americana sampler. It's opening. Sorry, hold please again. It's being slow. Look, I know back stuff over here. I'm not as close to done as I. Okay, pictures. So I think it's called Americana Sampler by Crochet to Go Go. This just was just released and I just started it. It's stitched on like a 32 count sparkly Belfast. I think it's called Raw Silver with DMC. And that's my progress. Okay. Patriotic Flea Market flowers. So this is recolored. That's the original. This is recolored to be like Americana colors. Okay. So kind of like that, which I think is very, very pretty. Um, I had hoped to work on this all of June and start and finish it, but that didn't happen. That's as far as I got. I'll pull that out next year and put more stitches into it. Don't know if I'll finish it or not. Mm, okay. You just saw these if you watched my last video, so sorry for the repeats, but this is the quilted snowman. I've been stitching on this every day in July so far, and I'm making great progress, so maybe it'll be finished. Um, so yeah, as you can see, I like to jump around with the colors, and I kind of try to color complete. I kind of try to, outline stuff so that I have things to fill in later. Where's my needle? There it is. Okay. So I'm really, this is a 25 count. I think it's Toast. It might be an unnamed. Yeah, it's an unnamed Lugana by Bee Stitch Me. Very similar to Toast, but I'm working on that every day in July. This was a July 4th start. Liberty's Welcome by Plum Street. 36 count fabric. I started in the top right corner. 36 count ivory, antique ivory. So I'm stitching it with the called for NPIs. That's been kitted for a long time, so that's why I finally started it for July 4th this year. All right, these ones I hope to finish this year. Let me find a cover photo if I have it. Not there. I have a cover photo. Hive Rules by Primrose Cottage. That's how far I've gotten. I will probably focus on this in August, if not soon. Um, yeah, that one. And then this is another one that I started last year. I'm in I get the pattern quarterly from that quarter shop. So Beehive House, I don't know what number. Oh, number 2 of 12. I'm pitching it on the called for what? Doesn't say what's the model. I think it's like Farmhouse Lugana. That's my progress with DMC. I would like to finish this year too, but that's a big one. All right, last one. I just started this yesterday. So this won't be a whip for very long. I'm gonna work on it till I finish it. But Forest, what's it called? Winter Forest Snow Globe series. It's by Tiny Modernist. It's an exclusive through Crazy Annie's this year. It'll probably come out next year. Um, this is my start. So this is what I'm taking to work on in my downtime. So it should be soon. But I'd like to not let that one linger and stitch one each time they come in. So that's it. So that's roughly 55 whips if I counted correctly. Obviously, if you were not on my list, yeah. And I think that's some reasonable goals. So I'd like to finish Hive Rules for sure. I'd really like to finish Remember Me, Pavane, and that Harvest Housewife. So that's 4 that I like really want to get marked off. And the Quilted Snowman. So 5. And there's August, September, October, November, December. There's 5 months. And so if each one takes a month, I could finish one a month, but I think some will take a little longer. So I don't know. We'll see. Um, I mean, they're reasonable goals, I think. And I'll have smalls. That's the problem. If I didn't have any smalls that I throw in there, I would for sure finish them. But you gotta have smalls to kind of break up the monotony of only working on one whip. I'm clearly not a monogamous stitcher, so sorry this is rambly. Thank you for watching. Some people said they wanted to see the whips, and so there they are. And hopefully I can come back maybe at the end of the year and be like, hey, look at all these things that I finished. So we'll see how many I finished and how much the whip list number whips have changed. Maybe I'll do an end of the year one. Maybe I'll just do a mid-year one. I don't know. What else? Probably will film another video in what's probably in August. Maybe mid August. We'll see how I feel. I have my last round of chemo August 7th or 8th, something like that. And so I'll be off the second week and hopefully feeling good. um, yeah. So, anyways, thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions about any of the whips, please, ask me. Be kind. Sorry I didn't iron anything. Sorry you heard all the zippering. If you don't like it, then you probably have turned it off by now. But anyways, have a happy rest of your July, and I will see you in August. Thanks.